Hi. So today we will discuss about Chandrayaan, what life lessons it teaches us, and it has taught us a lot of life lessons. If you notice carefully, so many things around us, it's not some biblical story or some mythological story that should inspire us. In fact, if anything, so many of these beautiful things around us should inspire us to live a better and a more successful life. So today my daughter asked me, she's an engineering student, and she asked me, Daddy, what is this about this Chandrayaan that makes everybody so excited? What is so fantastic about it? What can a normal person like you and I learn from this experience, right? And weirdly, there used to be this word called moonshot. Moonshot is achieving something very difficult, very impossible, or having a high aim, which sometimes is not even possible. So when we talk, you say, look, I want to do this, and someone says, oh, you have a lot of moonshots, right? Weirdly, Chandrayaan really was a moonshot for a country like India. We are supposed to be a less developed nation. We don't have so much spare money to invest into a large space program. We are a country that has a lot of other issues like poverty and so on. Yet we managed to launch a fantastic satellite onto the surface of the moon in an area where nobody else has gone before, to the point that BBC today's headline says, BBC, not some Indian paper, but BBC's paper says this is the first time that a satellite has landed on that surface of the moon. So it's an amazing success story. And a lot of the success story comes from, of course, great engineering, smart people, very intelligent people, but most importantly, like the chairman of ISRO said, it comes from what's called as failure planning. So they had a couple of failed missions before, and they said, look, let's pick up the failures from there and try to work on them and improve them and persevere with this mission in order to succeed. A lot of us do success planning. If I get a lottery, I'll do this. If I get into IIT, I do this. We don't plan for failures. And since we don't do failure planning, we get very disappointed when failure happens, and we abandon the process. We abandon what we're doing. This is exactly opposite of what they did with Chandrayaan. They did failure planning, and that's what we need to do. And this is the truth of my life as well. When I wanted to come back to India, thousands of doctors told me, India is very corrupt for doctors. You have to pay kickbacks to get patients. India's traffic is terrible. Patients ask bad questions. Sometimes relatives threaten you. There are still videos going around where doctors are getting hit by some ugly, unruly patients. All that was tried, and they showed me that as a negative story to go back to India. Who earns in dollars, right? I had a dollar salary back in 2014. So I then took the names of doctors who went to India and came back, and asked them what broke it up for them. What is the straw that broke the camel's back, right? And then I realized, somebody didn't like traffic, somebody didn't like corruption, somebody didn't like, having to pay kickbacks. And I put that as integral part of my return to India plan, and returned back to India in 2014. And today, in 2023, we are India's largest vascular unit with 22 vascular centers. So, failure planning helps you mitigate the failures, helps you persevere with the problem, and helps you be enthusiastic about the fact that other than the small failure point, everything else can be successful, right? And that's what has happened to Chandrayaan. The last 20 kilometers in the previous one, they could not control the landing, and they hit some rocky surface and broke down. So, it is very important to bring failures, plan for failures, interview or talk to other people where they're failing. Use that as your ability to enthuse yourself and work against, and there comes success. It's not very far away, but one has to do failure planning, and that's beautifully illustrated by the Chandrayaan landing.